Hey there, happy Thursday everybody! Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com here, a little bit early on these pre-market preparations as we have PPI coming up in a few seconds. So let's see if we can get it live. Hi Kfir, thank you very much for joining this live. If you are here, don't be shy, say hi. Core PPI is about in 30 seconds or so. We have core PPI, PPI year over year. We have the US retail sales. Let's see where SPY is heading. As we can see, we have the US 500 futures 15 minutes over here. We have the US 500 4 hours futures over here. So let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's see how market will react. We can see a trend line that's holding as resistance for the higher highs, breaking up and above. We are heading towards the 45,000. PPI came out. Let's see what it brought us. Let's bring up the best news channel in the world, which is Twitter. Nothing yet on Twitter. Looks like we are heading south. Nothing much yet. If anybody can see. (0.2 versus 0.2 forecast. As expectation, now we need to ignore the first 15 minutes of the move. After these 15 minutes will end, then we can look where SPY will take us, where the futures will take us. Overall, on the futures 4 hours, we can see that this trend line is still holding as the support of the higher lows. 44.84, all this area, the 44.90, 44.80, very tough resistance. The bulls of SPY can break up and above. Hi Mo, hi Name Unavailable, hi Yoav, hi Kfir, hi Do, hi Mark, hi Dado. Thank you very much for joining. I missed you too. Always great to see you here. Also you, Nancy, thank you very much for joining. The more the happier. Hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Don't forget to hit the notification bell because we're going live once again. 12 p.m. Eastern Time, midday market review. So don't forget to join. It will be the last live for this week as we are heading towards the Jewish New Year tomorrow. Happy New Year, everybody. Hi Aviad, hi Ophir, hi Amit. Happy to see you all. 15 minutes. SPY, the futures over here, 15 minutes. Futures over here, 4 hours. We also have SPY 15 minutes over here. SPY 65 minutes over here. And for those who don't know, I watch the 65 because 6 candles of 65 minutes brings us to a full daily candle. Let's see where SPY is heading. For now, the market doesn't like the news, but it's still early. Bitcoin moving sideways, nothing much. You can clearly see here Bitcoin 1 day 24,700 needs to hold, otherwise we are heading straight towards 21, in my opinion, of course. Ethereum continuing sliding down on this purple trend line. Overall, crypto land is in a downtrend. Qs on the 50 and the 65, we have a down. Let's clean the chart. We have a clear trend line that tells us the story, and the story is lower highs, lower lows, but we also have here higher lows, and a shorter time frame, which means we need to wait and see. Price on QQQ on the 65 is getting, price range is getting tighter and tighter. Some will see bull flag, some will see bear flag, some will see triangle. Ignore the patterns. Trend lines are your friend for future price action. Breaking down and under this purple trend line, we are heading towards the 369. Breaking above, and we have the 377 and then 380 to the upside. And the 15 minutes, it looks like this. Always zoom in, zoom out to get a better point of your price action. We have these higher lows, lower highs. We can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high to the upside if we want. And there you have it. All the support and resistance for future price action. It goes all the way. It gives us even the 381. Long, in my opinion, on the Qs, if you are a day trader, only about 376. Short, below 372, 373, towards the 372, and then towards 369. If you want, you can join Fibonacci Traders premium room on our Discord. It is special for premium and gold members, of course. And we day trade together. Ideas for day trading, short and long. SPY on the daily, another day, another doji, 449. Gap is still open, 443 to the downside needs to hold. Above this gap, we are going to retest this purple trend line. Let's see if we can close the week above this purple trend line. If so, this gap is going to get filled. Now, below 443, we are heading towards this purple trend line. QQQ, lower highs, higher lows, 373 holding a support, below it 370. Below this one, we have a double top scenario over all this area. Below 369, we are heading straight towards the 358. Dow Jones, trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. And here you have it. We have trend line that is a very tough resistance for the lower highs. We have a short-term trend line for the higher lows and a longer-term trend line for the higher lows since March. Breaking below this trend line, we're heading towards the lower one and going to fill this gap over here. A weekly close above the upper trend line, and we are heading towards 351 and then 356. IWM holding as strong as the bulls can be. They know that once 181 to the downside will break, we're heading towards the 176 gap. And if you're a pattern seeker, pattern trader, you can clearly see left shoulder, head, right shoulder, but don't rely on patterns. Patterns are not reliable. Follow price, use levels and trend lines as your risk management. Oil continue its journey towards the 98-100 area. Nothing stops the crude oil. 86.80 now needs to hold a support. SOXX, nothing much except it's a perfect example of why trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. Look at this beautiful trend line that goes back to October 2022, 1 year of an uptrend, holding the higher lows. In the past few days, this trend line is holding. Let's see if it can keep hold. Let's close this gap today or tomorrow before the week end. And then next weekend, we are heading towards the 5. Next week, we will see 515 and then 530 or 540 to the upside. Apple, nothing much. This area, the 172, 170 needs to hold. Otherwise, 165 to the downside. What else? I'm doing it very fast because for those who did not watch the daily market review, every day, 12 a.m. Eastern time, I'm posting my stock market review. Check it out each and every day. One Amazon continuing towards the 147.50, 143.70 needs to hold the support. Nvidia, bulls for now. In my opinion, until this gap will not get filled, bulls will not gain the power back. This gap needs to get filled and maybe another touch and bounce of this purple trend line. Tesla bouncing between the 261 to the downside, 277 to the upside. A weekly close above 277 and we are heading towards the 289 gap. Meta, another day, another inside day indecision in the market about Meta. If market cannot decide, we surely cannot decide. We can take short below 299.60, long continuation above 307. In the end of the day, it's your money. Take care of your money, do your own due diligence. It's good to follow others to get ideas, but in the end of the day, you need to do your own due diligence. Shopify 63 from support now will act as resistance. A weekly close above this 63 and we are heading straight towards this gap over here. AMD trying to bounce this trend line, the longer term trend line, sorry. Holding. Perfect. The higher lows. This trend line now needs to break up and above. Can bulls of AMD do it? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Where AMD will end this week? Above 110? Above this trend line? Or still consolidating in this area? Let me know what you think. Microsoft trend line together with the 336 area, which is also the 618 retracement. Breaking up and above, we have all the levels to the upside. Below 331, we are heading back. 326. Google moving sideways. We have a double top scenario that will get validated if Google will break below this white trend line. A weekly break below this white trend line. We are heading towards the 130 and then 126. A weekly close above 138 and this double top will get negated and we are heading towards the 145. Netflix, as we said yesterday, it will come the time and the day that bulls will give up on the 450, and yesterday they gave up. This trend line now got broken to the downside. This trend line goes all the way back to June of 2022, held the higher lows, now got broken, but one candle does not change the overall sentiment. If bulls of Netflix can bring price and close the week above this red trend line, this trend line is still validate. A weekly close below this red trend line and we are heading towards the 383. Let's go back to the futures. As we can see, gaining back, nothing much. On the 4 hours, we need a break above the 44.85. 4 hours close above the 44.85 and then 4,500 will be next. Hi everybody, thank you very much for joining. This was a quick recap. Hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Don't forget to check the links in the description below for more educational resources. Let's see what questions and requests do you have. Shana Tova, Amit, thank you very much. Hi Offer. Hi Yoav, can you check SoFi for swing? Let's check SoFi for swing. Let me just adjust the mic. SoFi for a swing. Let's clean the chart because we don't follow patterns, we follow price. And as we can see, we have this area, the 790 area, very important level of support. If this area will get broken to the downside, it will be head jump towards the 650, 670 area. Long continuation above 924. use levels and ATR as your guide for risk management. Let's add the ATR over here. If you don't know how to use the ATR, you're more than welcome to check Fibonacci Traders Academy playlist. And there you will find how to use ATR as your stop loss. What else do we have? Congratulations, thank you. About what, Ofer? Tamir, I would be happy if you would go over the U share when it is ready to enter according to the Fibonacci. U. Let's check U. Overall, looking pretty good. Holding this trend line since May. Long continuation. In my opinion, we need a weekly close above 40. If you're long already, your risk management, your stop loss should be according to the levels, this trend line, and the ATR. What else? XBI. Let's check XBI. We have talked about this XBI earlier this week. We said that as long as XBI is inside this downtrend channel, no long. Long, a weekly close above 81.20. As you can see, we have an alert. But always prepare for the downside. Always prepare also for both sides, not only long. Why not take short below 78.30 towards 76 and then towards 73? Of course, do your own due diligence. This is not a financial advice. What else do we have? MU. What is MU telling us? Let's clean the chart. We have all this area of support. We have all this area of resistance. If you're already long on MU, let's take Fibonacci. Swing low, swing high. 69.60 is the support. Long continuation above 72.33. What else? ARM, TAL, I have nothing to, it's just IPO. I think today it's the IPO. Yeah, I have nothing about ARM. MU, we just talked about. Yael, hi, thank you very much for joining. You want to take some partials? Take partials out. But I have a question. What will be if MU, if you're already long? Think about this way. If you're already long on MU and you made some nice money, move your stop according to your risk management, according to your tolerance. But what will happen if MU will continue to the upside above 72.30 and then 76 and maybe all the way towards 80.81? Will you keep your size or you will add? Think about this way. Once you have a winning position, why not add to the winning position? Instead of taking partials off, ask yourself, if MU is breaking above 72 or 73 and I don't have long position on MU, will I go long now? If the answer is yes, don't take partials. Add partials. If you have a losing position on any other stock, don't wait for stop loss to hit. You know, you can understand that the price is going south. If you are long and the price is going south, take your money. Don't wait for the stop loss to hit. Compound more and more on a winning positions. It's very difficult to do. Add to winning positions because by default, everybody is telling us if you have a winning position, take money to your pocket. Take partials out. I say no. If you have a winning position, manage your stop. Use risk management. Tighten your stop. But think about maybe if, for example, MU will break above this very difficult resistance, maybe I will add partial position to MU. And if I have, for example, 100 shares of MU now, maybe above this resistance, maybe I will add another 25 or 30 or 50. Why? Because it's a winning position. This mindset is very difficult to do, but once you can do this change of mindset, adding to winning positions, these positions will bring you the success. So I hope I answered your question. What else? Roku, CHPT, what did I miss? Thank you very much. Hi Avi, good morning Ari. Thoughts on SMH? Same as SOXX. SMH. If you're long, or we have a gap over here. If you're long already, your stop should be, in my opinion, below the 147 or below the 143. Long continuation above 154. As you can see, we have lower highs. What else? What else? CHPT, why it's going to zero? Charge point going to zero. Why? Add earnings, gapping down. If you're looking to go long, look left. Does this look like something that you should go long? If you go, you want to go short continuation below 5 towards 444, 380. No long yet for CHPT. What else do we have? Hi Leah, thank you very much for joining. Ido, Roku. Before we go to Roku, let's check the futures. Yeah, nothing much, moving sideways. 4 hours, nothing much. Let's see how the market will open. Roku broke below this trend line. I don't remember when I added this trend line, but yesterday broke below. Now we can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. 75 is next. 71. If you're long on Roku, in my opinion, this is the time to start taking partials off, managing your position, because below 75 we are heading towards the 66. You have a double top, very big double top scenario over here. Below 75, below this area, 75.80, 75.70. First, this gap will get filled. Then 65.60 and then 60. So if you're long already, this is the time maybe to manage your position much more tighter. What else? So what Amazon should I add? I cannot tell you if you should add, but this is the mindset that you need to keep. Don't take partials. Add. Ask yourself, if I'm not long yet, if I didn't take long here or here or here on Amazon, now it broke above the 144 and looks like heading towards the 147 and towards this purple trend line. Now I'm asking myself, would I go long on Amazon now? If the answer is no, so no. Perfectly fine. But if the answer is yes, add partials. Tighten your stop loss on the initial position. Think about it. Instead of having one position on Amazon, one position on Shopify, one position on Tesla, think about it. You have two different positions on the same name. And this is how you need to act. This is how you need to manage the positions. Two different positions, but on the same name. But the second position, if you add partials, it should be at least 50% or less than the initial position. So because if things go south and you have already Nice gains from the first position. You don't want the partial adding to take most of your earnings, most of the gains you did. SMCI moving sideways, this purple trend line holding below it, 236, below 236. We are heading towards 211 and then towards this gap at the 170. Long continuation, in my opinion, only a weekly close above 290. By the way, all these small tips, all these small trading tips, this tweaking on the psychology behind trading, how to really manage a position, how to think a little bit different from what we are used to think according to YouTube or any other social media. These small things will change you to become a successful trader. This small thing we go over very, very specifically on the one-on-one mentorship program and on the online program. It's the same program but pre-recorded. So check it out. Both programs, lifetime access guaranteed from my support, guidance, and all Discord channels. Both programs, the one-on-one live mentorship and the online program, is available in English and in Hebrew. And now we have 25% off. Special holiday discount. Check it out. If you want further information, more than welcome to ask me on Twitter or on Discord. What else do we have? So, who asked? Aviad, I hope I answered your question about SMCI. FLGC. First time I hear this name. Flora Growth. What is this name? What about the volume? Very low volume. Short continuation below yesterday's lows. As you can see, we had an uptrend. Retracement, 618 Fibonacci. Below this one, short towards 247 and then 194. I don't like this kind of stocks, but you asked. It's my duty to give you an answer. So yeah, short continuation below 285. Use levels and ATR as your risk management. DE, Deere and Company, the Tesla of the tractors. What do we see here? Swing low, swing high. This area 397 is holding, below it 384. If you're looking to go long, we need to wait. We need to wait for a weekly close above 420. This is my opinion. This is how I would act. CELH, Celsius Holdings. I don't remember when I drew this trend line, but it's holding from support, resistance, resistance, resistance. Above this trend line, we are heading towards this trend line. But for now, we also have this gap over here. all this area of the gap needs to act as support. Then this gap will get filled. Bulls having a big trouble to break above this trend line, and same as Netflix, if bulls will give up on this trend line, they will give up eventually. Use all the levels to the downside to manage your risk. 188, 182, below 182, more than 90% chance heading towards the 161. Below it, this gap will get filled. Any other questions? Any other requests? Here we are, US 500. This US 500 futures. Once again, trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. You can see it live that the bulls have trouble breaking above it. Closing above it, we are heading towards the 4500s. Mara, Let's take Mara. Last requests. Downtrend until proven otherwise. This area, the 960, 960, all this area, very important level of area of support. All this area. Looks like it's going to retest the lower bound of this area. Below it, we are heading towards 680 and 560. Long, only above this purple trend line. mRNA, breaking above this purple trend line after this trend line began at December 2022. Now, breaking above it, we have the 116 area, was a very important level of support, got broken to the downside, got retested as resistance during August. Now, long continuation, not long continuation. If you want to take long on mRNA, we need a weekly close above 117. Ari says, looks like the market is getting ready to puke for the forgotten capitulation moment. I don't know. Looks like it's going up. Let's see. 4 hours, looking good. For now, market is looking good. Don't speculate. Check multi-time frames, follow price, use levels and trend lines as your guide for future price action and for risk management. And for now, price is telling us it wants higher. So I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, another live midday market review. I hope to see you everybody there. Until then, enjoy the day and trade safe.